This is a live look at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida this morning, where officials are doing what they call a wet dress rehearsal for the Artemis II mission. This will be the first crewed mission around the moon in decades. Joining me now to discuss is CTV science and tech expert Dan Riskin, who's already booked a ticket.
I've booked a flight to Florida to see the launch. I really want to see this. I've never seen a rocket launch. This is Canada going to the moon. I am really excited about this, and yeah, it's my bucket list thing. So I'm hoping that I don't have to change the ticket, and I hope that if they do change it, that it works with my schedule. We'll figure it all out. But right now, I'm spending Super Bowl Sunday traveling to Florida so I can see a launch that night.
Okay, I am excited for you.
Thank you.
Talk to us about today's wet dress rehearsal. Is there something that could happen today that could impact whether or not there's a launch later this week?
Yeah, so this is a test of all the systems. They fill the whole thing up with rocket fuel, they get it ready to go, and then they do a countdown as though they were about to launch, and then they stop and put all the fuel back.
With
and
the
get ready to
astronauts,
go.
no. Yes,
no, they don't put the astronauts in there. It's everything except the astronauts. But this wet launch rehearsal is really the last critical test. Now, when Artemis I got rolled out to the launch pad and they did this, they found all kinds of problems. It was leaking helium and there were all these other problems. And so it ended up being rolled back into basically the garage, and they had to fix it up. And then there were hurricane warnings and all kinds of things. So it took months before the actual launch happened. The hope is that they learned all the things they needed to learn with Artemis I. That was the purpose of flying an unoccupied flight in that trajectory. So now that they've learned all these things, maybe this will go smoothly and they will launch at the beginning of that launch window, which is Super Bowl Sunday.
So if they don't launch on Sunday, when is the next opportunity to launch?
So this is a window that starts on Sunday and goes for a couple days. So if they don't launch right at the time that they say that launch window opens, it could be 3 hours later, 5 hours later, something like that. But eventually the moon moves out of the where it's supposed to be. I mean, the rocket's pointing at where the moon is, but the moon's only there once a month because it goes around us in this orbit. This is how the whole mess started, is we figured that out about the moon, then we figured out it was a thing, and then we said, let's go there, and here we are. So if this doesn't happen within 4 or 5 days, the window closes and we have to wait almost a month for it to come back into the right position. And so then another window opens up at the beginning of March. And then if we miss that one, it happens again in April. And so this is the game that we're playing. But the hope is that they've got it all figured out, and we do launch in, what, a little less than a week.
I said I was excited for you, but we need to talk about the astronauts.
Sure.
Can you imagine how they are feeling right now?
No, because I can't imagine what it's like to be an astronaut, because it's like they're not human. They are so cool. They're the most amazing people. They're so well trained for this. I mean, if you told me I was going to the moon, I'd be jittery and freaking right out. But this is what they have trained for their whole lives. And so they're not jittery and freaking out. They're completely calm, and they have an exact plan for what to do. They've rehearsed every single second of this. And listen, if it goes, the countdown clock stops 5 seconds before launch, and I'm standing there with my camera watching it, I'll be having, an emotional breakdown. They won't be. They are trained for this. And so, yeah, they have emotions, but they are so good at doing this and also understanding their role. They are almost like our video game characters that are going for us. And so they're going to present this to us in a way that we can understand it. And it's just, this is in many ways more exciting than the Apollo missions because of the technology and the access we have to be able to see these high definition views of what it's like to be them, to see our beloved Jeremy Hansen going up there, Canadian. This is just a really exciting moment for the world, but it's especially exciting for Canada.
Yes, and they don't let their passion get in the way of reason.
No, they're
Dan,
like Spock.
Thank you, Dan. I'm so excited for you. We'll stay in touch.
We'll stay in touch. Yeah, hopefully we'll be talking from Florida.
For sure. Dan Riskin is CTV's science and tech expert. We'll take a short break and be back with more on the other side.